explicit enough.
If you're on the wait list, go over there. It's fairly explicit. And then I read the names twice. But you're right, I wasn't. I wasn't. I have to go to each person, excuse me.
You know on the list.
Say that again.
Oh, I was just joking.
Oh, it's okay. We're trying to make this work. So the number is 12 apparently. Remember I told you I heard 6, I heard 14, the number is now 12. Somewhere there's a roulette wheel being spun to decide what that number is, and right now it's come on 12. We'll talk about roulette in here too. Anyway, that's why these are blank. They won't be blank forever. By the end of the course, this whole schedule will be filled in with stuff that we have done. And quizzes that I will add and things like that. So right now we're just looking at this. We will talk about this quiz and projects and everything else as the day goes on today. Any questions you guys have right now? Anything bothering you, troubling you right now with the setup of this? Just be frank, because if it's something I can fix, that's good. Cool so far?
Yep.
Okay, good. All right, so I'm going to back out of the schedule page real quick. We'll come back to this for sure. Talk about materials real quick. I think this is what freaked people out. They went to the bookstore to look for a textbook, and there's nothing there. And then as you start going through the schedule page, you realize that every once in a while I refer to a textbook. Like, okay, so that's confusing. Well, it is if you think about it, a traditional math class that makes you go to the bookstore and buy a book. I'm trying to get away from that. No offense to the bookstore people. I love them all. Worked with them for years. But I still remember when I was in college buying books. I remember one in particular. This is the one I vowed to fight. I bought a $175 abstract algebra textbook in 1994, so that was 20 years ago. Adjust that for inflation. It's probably
300 now.
300 now, thank you. That was quicker than I thought it was going to be. So $175 textbook in 1994 for my abstract algebra class, the hardest math class I ever took. I went to sell it back after the class was over. Thank God I passed it. And they offered me $3 for it.
What?
And I was like, you know what? And I put it on my shelf with a note in it. And I said, never. The note said never. And I said, never make your students go through that crap. And it took me a while to get to the point where I am. But I now have, for all my classes, online textbooks. Online textbooks. The one you guys have is called Math and You. If you click on that link, you will see it. It opens up. Ron Larson designed it. It's got a page reference. It's full of ads, which is why it's free. It's very much ad-laden. I apologize for that. It's also very ADD. Now, this is not ads here, believe it or not. This is actually, well, it could be ads, actually. I'm sure Sports Illustrated would be giving them a cut for using their ads. But this is actually going into data sets that he has created. So every once in a while, I'll point you guys towards Ron's textbook. However, this is not the easiest. Was that Ron Paul? It was. This is not the easiest thing to navigate. So what I've done is I've taken sections out of it. The times I point to it, this extra practice page, you'll see Larson text, Larson text, Larson text, Larson text. If you click on those, it takes you to the section that I'm talking about in the extra resources. So you don't actually have to go to that book at all if you don't want to. So I've broken the book down into just the chapters you need and post, with his blessing, and posted them on my website. So this is, I do have a textbook. It's just not the kind that you're used to seeing, if that makes sense. Can you buy a physical copy? You sure can. I think I have it linked in here. Let's just take a look. Order it through their site. So if you want to get a hard copy, you can actually buy it. It's, I mean, yeah, it's not cheap. There's a paperback, $50. It's better. But I mean, honestly, I don't use the majority of that book. I don't think it's worth buying. If you want, I think, I don't know, I shouldn't say this. Download and print as you go. That's kind of what I'm doing without printing. It's the printing that upsets them. It's not the downloading and making PDFs and putting online. It's the printing that kind of upsets them. So anyway, you've got the sections you need linked on that page already. So you don't have to actually own a textbook if you don't want to. I'm not sure how it's going to look on your phone. It might be fine. I mean, maybe he's optimized it for phone. But it's there for you. You don't need to buy anything. Okay. So that hopefully that squares away there's no textbook in the bookstore, but you talk about a textbook. There it is. Magic. So open source. This is wonderful. This is absolutely. How many of you guys download free apps on your phones? Yes, me too. They're wonderful, right? It's that applied to textbooks. Now, there's a lot more work that goes into these. This represents years and years and years of work that he's put in, and I've put in work to augment it. We'll talk more about that momentarily. But you as students deserve to be gouged less than you already are being gouged. So anyway, that's, oh, Thank you. I didn't mean it was. I just feel the pain you guys feel. I just got a student, first year nursing student. First